Hi, it's Hazy and welcome to my channel. This is today's project and I will talk about creativity whilst showing you this. Okay, creativity is associated with childhood. Creativity becomes not just a form of expression but a crucial tool for problem solving, innovation, emotional fulfillment, resilience and personal fulfillment. Problem solving and innovation. This is why creativity matters in adulthood. In the workplace and daily life, adults face complex challenges. Creativity allows us to approach problems from new angles, think outside the box and develop innovative solutions. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. That's a quote by Maya Angelou. Brilliant. That's what I want you to all to know. I used this quote in a recent project. Hopefully you've seen the quotes video and what I did. The more you try, the more you feel inclined to try something different next time, or you might want to improve on what you did previously. Mental health and emotional well-being. Creativity activities, writing, painting, music, gardening are all proven to reduce stress and anxiety. They often offer a form of mindfulness and emotional release. A study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that engaging in creative hobbies report higher levels of happiness and lower levels of depression. Adaptability and lifelong learning. In a rapidly changing world, adaptability is key. Creativity fosters flexibility, helping adults learn new skills, shift careers, and embrace change. Creativity involves breaking out of established patterns in order to look at things in a different way. Edward de Bono. Whether it's learning to code at 50 or start a new business after retirement, creative thinking. Legacy and self-expression. As adults reflect on their lives, creativity becomes a way to leave a legacy. Writing memoirs, composing music, crafting, such as making junk journals, or mentoring others like I'm hoping I am today with my YouTube channel. It's a way you can express identity, values and experiences. Real life creative examples. Julia Child didn't start cooking professionally until she was in her late 30s, eventually revolutionizing American cuisine. Vera Wang entered the fashion industry at 40, becoming one of the most iconic designers. Now if you think that's young, yeah, wait till this. Grandma Moses began painting in her 70s and became a celebrated folk artist. I'll find the next page now. Right. Oh well, I can add myself. I didn't start my YouTube channel until I was in my late 50s. Well into my 50s, getting towards 60. There's hope for everyone. Actually, a lot of people at an art group I used to go to when I was in my 20s had a lot of people who had started to paint at retirement age, and they produced some amazing work for beginners. But you don't have to produce amazing work as a beginner or someone who is experimenting with creativity. Embrace mistakes. They help you learn, and who says they are mistakes? Here is a quote from my description on my YouTube channel. Remember, you never stop learning. Experiment, create, make mistakes where nothing is a mistake. Mistakes can lead you to new places where you make discoveries, gain new ideas, and you can step up a level. Love it, feel it, go for it. Anything goes. Creativity in adulthood is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It fuels innovation, nurtures mental health, strengthens relationships, and empowers lifelong growth. As Einstein said, creativity is intelligence having fun. And in adulthood, it's also wisdom in action. Why children are naturally creative. Children are born with a strong sense of, an imagination. They explore the world through play, storytelling and experimentation, often without fear or judgment. Albert Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world." Children embody this idea. They are not bound by rigid rules or societal forms, so their thinking is fluid and divergent. A familiar story by George Land, tested creativity in children and adults. He found that 98% of 5-year-olds scored genius levels of creativity. By age 10, 30% did. By age 15, it dropped to 12%. Among adults, only 2% retained that level. Let's find it again. Here's a sad story. I think it was originally a poem by Helen Buckley, but I've only ever heard this as a story. And it's called The Red Flower. You might have heard this before, I certainly have, and I always remember this. There was once a little boy who loved to draw. At home he filled his pages with lions and dragons, stars and spaceships, flowers and rainbow petals, and trees that danced in the wind. His imagination was endless, and his crayons were his magic wand. One day he started school. His teacher was kind, but she had rules. On the first day she said, "Today we're going to draw a flower." The boy smiled and reached for his crayons. He imagined a flower with blue petals and golden stem, maybe even a face in the middle. But just as he began, the teacher said, "Wait, I will show you how." She walked to the board and drew a flower, red petals, green stem, 5 leaves. "Now," she said, "make yours just like mine." The boy paused. He looked at his own flower, half finished and wild. He liked it better, but he didn't want to be wrong. Remember that. He didn't want to be wrong. So he turned the paper over and drew a flower just like hers. Days passed. They worked with clay. The boy wanted to make a snake, a snowman, maybe a spaceship, but the teacher says, "Today we're making dishes. I'll show you how." So he made a dish. Weeks turned into months. The boy learned to wait, to watch, to copy. He stopped drawing dragons. He stopped imagining rainbow trees. He made what he was told to make. Then one day he moved to a new school. His new teacher smiled and said, "Today we're going to draw." The boy raised his hand. "What should I draw?" "Anything you like," she said. He hesitated. "How should I draw it?" "Anywhere you want." The boy sat quietly. Then he picked up a red crayon and a green one. He drew a flower just like the one he had learnt to draw by his first teacher. So that's that thing. Okay, so I sometimes say to you, copy what I'm doing, but that's not because I want you to do exactly as I do. As I say, you can do your own, but you do actually learn to draw or learn to do things by copying to start with. But she sort of like stifled his creativity. He had it already. So I think what I'm doing is encouraging creativity there. When I say to you, you can copy mine, I don't mind if you copy mine. That's how you learn, because you can actually trace things and learn to copy them and things like that. So where was I? I don't even know where I was on this thing. Yeah, so I think I've done that bit, haven't I? Flower story, yes. So yes, several factors contribute to the decline in creativity. 1, education systems. Traditional schooling often emphasises correct answers, standardised testing and conformity. That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to make him conform. Creative thinking is less forwarded than memorisation or logical reasoning. Reasonal, what I put reasonal for? Logical reasoning, I think I meant. Right, what's my little amusing story? Some of you may remember I have said it a few times. I did a creative test. 12 equals creative, 1 equals logic in this test I did. So most people tended to score 5 or 6. That was considered normal, but not me. I got 11 or 12. I can't even remember which one it was now. I think it was 12 actually. Yeah, so creative. And I'm always talking about logic. How I have no logic, so if it's too logical for me, I sometimes say, don't I? So yeah, but it's true. I don't worry. Okay, but if you do score highly on creative, does not mean you're low on facts. I do actually score high on creativity, but when I'm actually thinking about things, I've got an excellent memory for detail. Going back to education again, Sir Ken Robinson, a leading voice in education reform, said, "We are educating people out of their creative capacities." Right, okay, I think this is that thing where I wrote earlier, isn't it? I wrote something earlier about this. I read something yesterday that schools are ignoring proper education and putting too much on creativity. I don't know why they said that. Well, creativity can be allowed alongside academic subjects because you need it. I think you need both. As stated in this piece, it can be used in everything, not just for drawing. It actually does get you thinking outside the box. So it is key for problem solving. To think back to that little boy, how he was already thinking outside the box, but it was stifled. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so fear of judgment. As we age, we become more self-conscious. We fear of being wrong or looking foolish, which stifles risk-taking, a key ingredient in creativity. So it's like risk-taking. I'm sometimes there when I'm doing my doodles, which I'll show you in this. When I'm doing my doodles, I will actually just continue doing it without even thinking. So that's... yeah, so that's sort of risk-taking. I let it happen sometimes, and I think, oh wow, I didn't realise I could do this. Anyway, I'm quite pleased with what happened. Right, social conditioning. Adults are expected to be practical, efficient and productive. Playfulness and imagination are often seen as childish or unproductive. Yes, can you remember? I often say why things like these pens, for example, why are they aimed at children? Why should they have all the fun? Right. Routine and habit. Adults' life tends to be structured and repetitive. Creativity thrives on novelty and exploration, which are often sacrificed for stability. The good news is creativity isn't lost. Adults can reignite it by starting simple, enjoyable projects. I do think a very enjoyable, relaxing thing to do is collaging without thinking. Ray Bradbury said, "Don't think. Thinking is the enemy of creativity. It's self-conscious, and anything self-conscious is lousy. You can try to do things. Just do things. You simply must do things." Another idea is paint blobs of colour, perhaps using 3 to 5 colours. This is what I'm basically doing here. When it's dry, explore areas of shapes of each colour, put lines around it and blobs, dots, lines and circles to create an abstract doodle. Perhaps use black and white over the colours. Well, I've actually used colours as well. And go with the flow if you make a mistake. Children are naturally creative explorers. Read something. I read some. Oh no, I've done that already. So right, okay. So this is the affirmations. Hopefully I've got time to tell you these. The affirmations of creativity and confidence. I got this off AI, and it's amazing. I'm really pleased with what AI came up with. So this is what you tell yourself. I am a creative being, and my ideas are valuable. My creativity flows freely and fearlessly. 3, I give myself permission to create without judgment. 4, every step I take in creativity is progress, not perfection. 5, I trust the process and embrace the unknown. 6, my voice matters and my art is a reflection of my truth. 7, I am allowed to explore, play and make mistakes. 8, I create because it brings me joy, not because I need approval. 9, I am growing with every creative effort I make. 10, the world needs my unique perspective. So do tell yourself that. I'm going to start speaking again in a minute, so this is why I'm trying to rush. Okay, but I will tell you that. I will write these down because I think this is AI isn't even a thing, but it came up with these, and I think that perhaps somebody said it somewhere. and it's like copying. So I do hope you I do hope you tell yourself these things. Okay, hopefully it will come with me now. Oh, excuse that if that's gone wrong. Right, okay, what I'm saying now is so hopefully that's just recorded, because I've just paused it a minute. I just tipped a load of pens over. Anyway, I'm expecting somebody to come soon, so hopefully this will be okay. Right, so what I'm doing now, all I'm doing it on this, in these papers, is just scraping paint on. So basically I'm just getting colour on papers. I've halved my kids paper, you know, the paper I use, it's 80, possibly around 80 GSM. I think that's probably around £30 of like copier paper level. And I think I finished now. Now I'm doing I'll be doing the doodle in a minute, because this is the last one and I don't do any more on this page. It's still on the desk. So yeah, I just spread what around there is. Right, so I'm starting this doodle, and I did start halfway through because I was just going to show you this, and I thought, no, I'm going to show it actually on video. And I'm actually in the bedroom, so this is I've took my recording thing into the bedroom. So I'm sitting on the bed doing this. Okay, so yeah, so hopefully you'll be able to see that. If you've got a nice big screen, you'll be able to see that fine. I don't want to do any close-ups, so I think I'm showing the whole, then I'm showing the whole page. By the way, when I'm doing this, I do fall asleep. So if there's any pauses, right, that I'm actually I've actually changed my mind as well about priming these pens. These pens are much more easy to prime than, that's a brush pen. But those ones that I was showing you earlier are a bit more easy to prime than these, than Uniposcas, for example. This is an Artex pen. Because all you got to do, look, is press, and the colour comes down. With the Uniposcas, you have to shake them. Yeah, I might be falling asleep there, because what happens is I get I get so engrossed I start falling asleep. I've actually, as I said in that piece I was talking about, I have outlined some of the bits, okay, and it turn out absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Now, I'm not going to use the whole thing in projects. I would use parts of this as a collage, bits of a collage, and I've decided that it's sort of like the miniature version of it. So I'm glad I've actually been able to talk to you about this bit, because it's absolutely amazing. I'm really pleased with it. I left it in the other room, so oh no, I haven't. Oh yes, I have. I'm arguing with myself now. I know it's here. Yeah, absolutely amazing. So I've done a lot of faux writing. Well, not faux writing, it's actual writing, but you can't read it because I've done it scribbly. Okay, have I done it on there already? I can't tell. I'm just doing a circle now, so I'm doing like a rainbow effect. I'm often using these for edges, and these are amazing. There's a video somewhere where I've done full circles. I've actually done some much more clear circles since, and I absolutely love them. Okay, so I'm just putting some colour around there just to yes, I've got I did white round the very edge. Oh, I haven't done it yet. Done white round the very edge, which I'll do in a minute. Then there's blue, then there's sort of an orangey colour, a goldy colour, not a metallic gold, but a goldy colour, green, orange, and something in the middle there. Okay, hoping the workman doesn't come in the next, is it 15 minutes? It's supposed to be coming before 12:25. What's the actual time? 10:24, so we've got 2 hours yet. Hopefully he won't come in the next. If he comes the next half hour, that's fine. Right, so you can't see what I'm doing there. And all I'm doing is putting circles around that bit, and then I'm doing some lines around that bit. But hopefully, while I'm doing this at the edge, I'm trying not, I don't know why I'm trying not to show you there, but yeah, not on purpose. Yeah, and then I'm going to put that around the edge there. Okay, excuse my border. I have got a better one, but I don't know where I put it. I got a new one the other day, and what I tend to do is get it all over everywhere. Now, there was a thing that suggested putting paper down on your surface and using that as just papers when you get all this dirt, all this stuff, all that dirt, paint all over everywhere. It's not just paint, it's writing. I do pictures of girls writing all sorts on the on these boards. So yeah, but there is if you put paper underneath it, they suggest using it for pages in art journals, or I would use them in junk journals as well. Yeah, I was going to talk about my son as well, because my son was here last week. It went on, it was Sunday the 5th of September he came, and he left on Sunday the 5th. I think it was Friday the 5th. Friday the 5th of September 2025, okay. And he left on the Sunday, but early in the morning, and I got him to give me his locations on maps. He says, all you'll see me doing is going to work and coming home and going to work, because that's all he does. And but it's hilarious. I could actually see it where he actually works. I didn't even know. So yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, so noisy. But it was interesting to see where he was when he was over here as well. But he'll be going to places. He says he sometimes goes to Tim Hortons, which is at the end of his street. He lives in Maine, USA. So, and it's interesting. He lives exactly 3,017 miles from here. That's as the crow flies. I don't know if a crow wants to fly that way, but yeah, yes, it's so it's quite interesting. He thought there was actually 3,500, but no, there wasn't. And I said, if you go to Cornwall, we'd be close. And he says, no, you wouldn't. And he's right. He says, and all my family are saying, Mum's learning that the earth is not flat. Yeah, I look at the trajectory of the UK and where he lives. You can see it's really high up on there. But he said apparently the level is with the south of France, where he is in Maine. Yeah, so that's very interesting, the way this Scotland... Actually, it freaks me out a bit to think about that, but we don't talk about that anymore. Yeah, things do freak me out a bit. Like I can't explain it, but there was something on. Well, actually, looking at churches from above is in the UK, when they're those steeples you get. But one thing that and also if you've broken church, I can't bear it if a church has been bombed or something and you see it. I can't. Oh, in films when they do it as well. Oh no, I can't do it. But there's other things as well. In the Eurovision Song Contest, if anybody's in Europe, or if anybody saw this, I mean, somebody might be in Australia and seen it. I don't know whereabouts you see it. But this year they had a plane that was dancing, a cartoon plane. I couldn't do it. Plain dancing, I just can't. It looks absolutely weird, and I couldn't cope with it. Anyway, yeah. So, right, let's see what we're doing now. Let's see, I can see actually the bit we're doing now. Am I doing squares there? Because that looks like those squares I was doing, yeah. So I didn't just use black and white, actually. I used colour as well, because that was quite dark, if you noticed. It isn't now, but it was quite dark, and I've used a lot of white to emphasize it. I've used some blobs of white there. I've got a pen that does that. I bought it. It's actually Uni Posca, but it's quite an expensive set. It cost me £40 for 6 pens, for the really big ones. So that's quite expensive, but you can actually paint blobs like that. And there's also the other black blob as well. I used it quite lightly on there. You won't see it yet, but there are some blobs I'm using. I used a lot of lines. I think lines look really nice. Some dots there, stippling, that could be that stuff I've done on that It's at the, no, it isn't at the top. It's at the bottom. You can't see it there. I don't know why. I think it's because I was just concentrating on doodling and not concentrating on where I was showing you. I could have cut this bit out. There we go. I've decided to show you a bit more now. I'm actually drawing some circles there. I thought I showed you it all. So annoying. Right, this pen is a Uniball Air, and I'm going around the circles with it. I think that's what I'm doing there. So I'm using a Uniball Air. I'm using my usual Papermate Ink Joy 0.5 pens as well, because I love those. I did buy them. You can, in the UK shops they tend to be 1.0, but I get them online. I get a pack of 50 and they're really cheap, and they write really thin, which I really like. So there's that. I haven't finished it off actually. I missed into all the circles on that, on the lines at the bottom there. Have I showed the lines yet? I haven't drawn them. Oh, I have drawn the lines. The lines where my finger are. So right at the edge there are a load of white lines. I didn't finish putting some circles on them. Right. So I wouldn't be using this all at once. This would not be a copy. You could use it as a background. I think I want to use it as collage, mini collage. I love this. I love mini collage. I love the writing I did. Yes, I have done the writing on there. That where my, is it thumb is? Left thumb? Something. Is it my left thumb? It looks fat, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it's, yes, it was my thumb. Yeah. So where my left thumb was there, that is on that weird shape is the writing. I've already done writing on those white blobs, haven't I? Yes. I've got some more. I love doing this. I think doing the writing looks absolutely amazing. And what I do is listen to what the town tell you and scribble it and spell it wrongly. I've also got some Italian. I was listening, and another one, this is, not this one, but my husband had an Italian thing on, it's an Italian series on, and it's in Italian, and it's got subtitles. Well, I was listening to what they were saying, so I was writing a faux Italian on the other one that I've got. I'm actually going to copy these and because I love them. I love it the way it is, and I like the way it copies on the laser printer as well. So it will have a border. Right. Yeah, I'm just going around the edge there. I'm just doing some black lines on the pen there, yeah, with the Uniball Air. And that's the fatter Uniball. I think it's a 1.0. Is it that one? I don't know. I don't know where my pens are, but there's a thinner one you can buy, and that one, the thinner one seems to have different colours. Don't mean different colour, just different colour barrels, not different colour pen. What am I doing now? Just doing circles on here. I'm going to just use a circle pattern on this one. I'm going to fill it in with, is it this bit? Yeah, I'm filling some in. In fact, I'm doing this one and the next one underneath. Filling the middles in with white. Yeah, so this is, I'm just doing this, it was intuitively, is it? Is the word intuitively? I've used some big words in that thing, I know, but yeah, so this I'm just adding some here. I'm going to add some pen as well. So I'm going to scribble some circles on the one I'm doing now. I didn't actually scribble circles on the other one, but that's fine. I'm going to leave it. I'm doing some on that one as well, am I? Right, yeah. Just adding some dots. See, dots, lines, circles, blobs. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing it on this one. I'm not. This is with the Papermate Ink Joy. Yeah, and those things there. Oh, I haven't done it yet. But on the to the right of those in a minute. I'm going to do some, oh, I think it's right at the end actually. I'm going to do some blobs. Not sure if I actually show it. I might not actually show it, but it looks a bit like sunflowers. But you will see it. I'm not going to show it exactly. So I'm 30 minutes in. I'm going to say please give me a thumbs up. That'd be absolutely amazing. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much. And please share my video if you want. If you want to tell people about the creativity thing, because I think that's amazing, especially people you want to encourage. I think that's amazing if you encourage people as well. If you put people down, yeah, you're just not a very nice person. If you build people up, you are amazing. So don't forget, don't do that. Don't put people down. Build them up. There's a saying, I can't think what it is at the moment, but I was thinking about if anybody ever says that to me, I know what to say, but I can't think what it is at the moment, but it's something to do with that. So I will tell you if I remember. Okay. Yeah, so what am I doing here? Just putting circles on lines. Yep, they're falling asleep. Yeah, I think I was just falling asleep there. Woke up again. I wake up after a minute, so don't worry. Yeah, that corner's bent up there, so I'm going to have to address that. Yeah. Right, what am I doing now? Oh, I'm doing some writing on top of this as well. So basically, let's see if I can even read it. I can't even read. So I'm just putting, I put education. That's what I've put. Something of something, and then a something. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a good job. You don't want to be able to read it if possible. Or you can actually write it very neatly and just write odd words and don't make sense. Just write anything at all down. That's what I do. I'm just listening to things, and when I've caught up, I'll write the next sentence. That's what I'm doing. So on the Italian one, I don't know where it is. The one that I did with the Italian one. I don't know where it is. Let's have a look. I put buongiorno. Buongiorno, where it is. That's the one word I know. And was it Dodi? Is that 12 or something? I don't know. And I put Dimension, and it shouldn't have been that. It should have been Dominica, into it, or something. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Bellissima and Bambina and all sorts. And instead of Bambina, I put Dandina. So I just slightly changed that. Yeah, there's odd words I do know. I don't know, can't remember now. I was 19 when I started to learn Italian, and I was probably 19 when I finished. Yes, I thought, so many years ago now. I did tell you, basically told you how old I was in this thing, didn't I? So if you haven't heard it all, then yeah. So I do hope you like this content, and I'm hoping I will show at the end quite slowly. So it's any second now. I'm going to show you at the end what I did. Oh no, it isn't. I'm going to show you slowly how that's the sunflowers, yes. So I've got the black blobs, and I'm going around the edge, just doing sharp lines, zigzags basically around the edge of those flowers. Yeah, you can see them. See all this stuff on the bed, right? So I've got crayons there at the front. I've got oh, that's to the left, that's those big pens, I think. That's talking about that cost £40. Okay, so here we go, look, this is and there's the writing, if you can see that. More writing there. Any old bits and bobs and stuff, and and if there's anything you don't understand, do let me know, because obviously I might be rambling on. Okay, it's doing this in this lecture as well. Okay. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.